Alright, so I'm going to do the Shilo Village quest, but I do have Ardoon teleports, which I'm able to use because I did Plague City quest. So basically, if you don't have the Plague City quest, you could take Port Sarim over here, this area. You could take Port Sarim to Karamja, and then I think right here, you could go to Karamja, and then there. And also, once you do the Tree Gnome Village quest, you're able to teleport using the Spirit Tree from here, and over here in Varrock Grand Exchange. Basically, I'm going to teleport to Ardoon to start the quest. So I'm going to talk to Captain Barnaby, and he's going to bring me to Primhaven for 30 gold. I'm going to run to the east over here and take this agility shortcut. Alright, so I'm going to cross this wooden log. Perfect. Alright, so that's a broken gnome glider over here. So I'm going to run to the south over here now. And I'm going to basically... I think I could take this agility shortcut, I'm assuming. Alright. Still made it across. It's totally fine. The mission, you basically talk to Mosel Rai right here. Mosel seems to be looking around very cautiously. He jumps a little when you approach and talk to him. I'm going to say, why do I need to run? Your life is dangerous. His return, we are all doomed. So I'm going to say, Marshalia, who is she? Marshalia is the queen of the dead. She stay away. So I'm going to say, what can we do? And he says, we're doing all we can to keep the undead at bay. I really have to go now and fight these undead. So I'll say, I'll go see the shaman. And he says, well, it'd be helpful if you're unsure, you want to go take a wampum belt to him. Okay. I'd be very grateful if you did. Here, take this. So I took the wampum belt. So basically, I just need to run over here. Or, yeah, he's in here. So I'm going to talk to Truthfulness. My greatest respects, Bona. I've communed with the gods in the future. It looks good for my people. We're happy now that the gods are not angry with us. With some blessings, you'll be safe here. You will deliver the good news to the... Alright, so I'm going to right click and use the wampum belt on him. You show the belt. This message. Bad news. Yes, things look bad. So I'm going to say, what do you know about Rashilia? No weakness that she has. Should I start to evacuate the island? Yes, that may be a good idea. Many people could die if only there was a way to defeat her. So I'm going to say, also ready to say something about a legend. What do you know about also Rune? It's from an ancient language. Your time on a pointless search like that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to search for Alza Rune. Not serious about this. Start the Shilo Village quest. Yes. Yes, I would seriously look for Alza Rune, and I'd appreciate your help. Alright, so now that I talked to him, I basically need to need to go over here. So I'm just going to run over there because I don't need to teleport. So now that I talked to him, I'm just going to run over here and then go over here. So I'm going to cross the wooden log. I'm going to run to the south over here, and I'm going to run around this lake and go near this, and I'm going to search the mound, and then I'm going to use a spade on it. So right click and search at it. It looks as if something is buried here. You may need some tools. To excavate further. So now I'm going to open up my inventory. I'm going to right click on the spade. I'm going to use the spade on the mound of earth. Alright, so there's a fissure here, so basically I'm going to right click on the lit candle and use the lit candle on here. Are you sure you won't get that item back? Yes. So I drop the candle into the fissure, and I see there's quite a large drop. After you get that into the hole, there's a good anchor point nearby in which you can tie a rope. The candle burns out, so you right click, use rope on the fissure, and then you climb down, right click and search it again, and then you're able to climb down. Yes, I'll give it a go. Alright, so now I just need to run to the southwest wall, and then I search it and there will be a fissure. So I'm going to use a stamina potion. So I'm going to search this cave in right here. You see a narrow gap in the darkness? Yeah, I circled through. Alright, so I'm going to run to the northeast over here. I'm going to search this area right over here. There's like quite a few level 68 people here. But whatever. So I'm going to search over here in the loose rocks. Alright, so yes, I'll carefully search. Move the rocks to one side. So I find one scroll right here, a tattered scroll. So I'm going to run to the southeast. I'm going to search these old sacks over here. Find another one. So now I'm going to run to the northeast, or north. And then I'm going to search them. So search gallows, so I don't get attacked. Find a... Yes, I think I might need something else. So you gently support the frame of the skeleton and lift the skull through the noose. You find an old sack, place skeleton in it. Maybe Trucus can give you some tips on what to do with it. Alright, so you sense that their spirit needs to be put to rest. So now I'm going to teleport to Ardoon. And I'm going to go talk to Trucus. So I'm going to talk to Captain Barnaby. Go to Brimhaven. And I'm basically going to run through here and talk to this dude over here again. Talk to this dude in here again. And I'm going to use the scroll. Right click, use scroll on him. And the crumpled scroll to Trucus. So it's over here. Have a look at this, tell me what you think. I'm speechless. Where did you find it? Underground building. You must have truly found the temple Zavroon. The scroll gave me some interesting details about Rashilia. Some things that I didn't know before. I'm at like 5% health right now. Trucus gives you back the scroll. Anything that can help? Well, just part about the war. Trucus seems to drift off in thought. It may be possible to make a war like that, but what is the best thing to make it from? Perhaps something close to Peruvius, an item of some significance to him. So I'm going to right click and use the tattered scroll on him. Hand the tattered scroll to Trucus. What do you make of this? Truly amazing, ancient. Hands tattered scrolls back to you. So then I'm going to right click and show this to him. The corpse. What do you make of this? Gas, that's incredible. Where do you find it? Decomposing gallows, strange feeling, bury the body. Sounds very strange. I sense the spirit in the torment and you should try to bury the remains. So I'm going to say, is there any sacred remains around here? The ground in the center of the village is very sacred to us. Maybe we could try there. Alright, so I'm going to run over here. And basically it's south of this anvil and farming patch. It's right here. And that's where Trucus is. So I'm going to right click on here. I'm going to select bury Sadamus corpse. Alright, you hear an unearthly moaning sound as you see an apparition materialize in front of you. And if you shake as a shard of bone forces its way to the surface, you take the bone shard and place it in front of your inventory. Alright, so basically now I go over to Trufidus and I right click on the bone shard and I'll show it to him. So use on Trufidus. You show Trufidus the bone shard. Could you take a look at this, please? Trufidus looks at the object for a moment. It looks like a simple shard of bone. Why do you think it is significant? It appeared when I buried Zatimus's corpse. Ah, interesting. So you think that Zatimus gave you the bone. What makes you say that? He said something after he gave it to me. What did he say? This here it said something about the keys and kin. Maybe it's a clue of some kind. If you found anything at Azarun that you're not sure of, why not investigate it or show it to me, and I'll see what I can make of it. Scrolls first. Alright, so I'm going to read the scroll. Read the scroll. And then I'll use the scrolls on him. Anything that could help. It's part of the word. Alright, so I'm going to right click this status scroll and use this on Trufidus. What do you make of this? Trufidus hand to scroll back to you. Okay. And then I'm going to use the bone shard again. Just because. Could you take a look at this, please? Trufidus looks at this object for a moment. It looks like a simple shard of bone. What do you think it is significant? It appears when I showed buried Zatimus's corpse. Interesting. So you think that Zatimus gave you the bone. What makes you say that? He said something after he gave it to me. What did he say? The spirit said something about keys and kin. Maybe that's a clue of some kind. Rashilia's only kin was a son, Bervius. He remains were entombed on Small End, which lies to the southwest. I will do some research into this to see if I can find any other details. But I think we must take Zatimus's clue literally and get some item that belongs to Bervius, as maybe the only way to approach Rashilia. Perhaps something like this exists in his tomb. Alright, so that's why it didn't work before. So I needed to basically read the scrolls and then show the scrolls to him. Alright, so I'm going to specifically click here so I can climb the rocks, otherwise it doesn't work. And now I'm going to cross the bridge. You might fall in, you just have to climb back up and try it again. Yeah, I fell in. You lose like 17 health. Alright, try that again. Alright, that time I only lost like 8 health, so it wasn't too bad. Climb the rocks. Fell down the rocks. Try it again. Alright, so run across this bridge now. Yeah, 100. Alright, so going over here, and right now I'm right here on the map. So I'm gonna right click and search the well-stacked rocks. You investigate the rocks, find a dark, narrow crawlway. Do you want to crawl into this dark, narrow, possibly dangerous hole? Yes, I could think of nothing nicer. You could throw your body and prepare to squirm, worm, like into the hole. What'd it say? Alright, so you have to try it again, because it didn't work. Yes, I could think of nothing nicer. You struggle through the narrow crevice in the rocks, and drop your feet into a narrow underground corridor. Alright, so now I just need to run to the southeast, and search this thing over here. You climb out this way, and if you fall you lose 10 health, but I'm going to teleport out, but that's how you get out of here. So I'm going to inspect, search the tomb. The dolmen is intricately decorated with the symbol of 2 cross palm trees. Might be family crest. You can see that there are some items in the dolmen. You find a rusty sword and with an ivory pommel. You take the ivory pommel and place it into your inventory. You find a crystal sphere. You take the crystal and place it carefully in inventory. You find some writing on the dolmen. You grab some nearby scraps of delicate paper together and copy the text as best you can and collect them together as a scroll. Alright, so use the chisel on the sword of pommel. Okay, so I'm going to right click and use the chisel on the sword of pommel. You prepare the ivory pommel and the chisel to start crafting. You successfully craft some of the ivory into beads. They may look as good as part of a necklace. So now I'm going to use the bronze wire on this. You successfully craft the beads and bronze wire into a necklace which you name Beads of the Dead. That's new. So basically I'm going to go back to Ardoon, and I'm actually going to visit the bank because now I need to fight a boss. So I'm going to use the bank booth, and I'm going to withdraw 500 coins. It was located right here. Hello there, would you like to travel somewhere? I'd like to go to Brimhaven again. So this time I just need to run near Truthfulness again, except I need to cross the agility thing and then run to the northeast of Karamja. So basically I'm right here. I needed to cross this agility thing and then run up to right here near the palm trees. So basically I'm right here on the map and you see palm trees. So I'm going to search the palm trees. Basically the game says you reveal an ancient doorway set into the side of the hill. So at this point I'm going to search the carved doors. I'm going to search the carved doors. Examine the door, you see that it's a very strange lock. You're shocked to find that it seems to be made out of bone. So I'm going to right click the chisel, use the chisel on the bone shard, and then I'm going to right click on the bone key and use that on the carved doors. Shimmering light dances over the doors. Before you can blink, the doors creak open. So I'm going to enter the hillside entrance. And before you go into this gate, you need to equip the Beads of the Dead and wear them. So I have them on my necklace. So there's Rashilia. She summoned the demons of the dead, so I'm going to run over here, run away from them. I don't need to fight them, so I'm going to click here and climb down the rocks, and I'm going to run southwest. And I'm going to use 3 bones on this door. So I used 1. I'm going to use the next one. Use the bones on the door. I'm going to use the next bones on the door. And then I'm going to open the tomb doors, go in here, and the skeleton stays out. So basically, I'm Dolmen, and now I do a boss battle. So you touch the dolmen and the ground starts to shake. You hear an unearthly voice booming. You step away from the dolmen in anticipation. Alright. So the first person I'm fighting is Nazas Tarul. Alright, so I beat Nastarul. You defeat, but I'll heal, and I'll fight him again. Alright, so I defeated his second form, now I just need to fight his third form. Alright, so I defeated him fully. You hear a disembodied voice fading away into the distance. May you perish in the fires of Zemeric's furnace. Rashilia's curse is upon you. You see something appear on the dolmen. Alright, so I'm going to take the Rashilia corpse. Alright, so now I'm going to teleport out of here to Ardoon again. I just need to run after going back there again, run down here, and then run across the bridge, go down here, and then I basically finish the quest. Alright, so I'm going to go to Brimhaven with Captain Barnaby. Alright, so I have 25 health. Hopefully I don't get defeated by the Bridge God. It's totally possible. I'm going to search the well-stacked rocks right over here again. Investigate the rocks, find a dark narrow crawlway. Yes, please. I can think of nothing else. So crawl down. Perfect. So now I just need to run to the south again. So I'm going to right click and use the Rashilia corpse on the dolmen. You carefully place Rashilia's remains in the dolmen. You feel a strange vibration in the air. So you have my gratitude for releasing my spirit. I have play at Tenor West. So I get 38,750 crafting XP, 2 quest points, access to Shilo Village, which lets me mine gems. Actually is. I think it's in Karamja. So Shilo Village is right over here. So right where I began the quest, you could run through these gates now, I guess, and over here is where the mining